Finding peace is like searching for the remote when you're already comfortable on the couch. You know it's around here somewhere, but actually getting to it seems like a quest. Or maybe you think peace is just for those perfectly calm people who never get ruffled, who seem like they've unlocked some kind of superpower. But what if I told you that peace isn't about having it all together? Peace, true peace, is for anyone with a good heart. Yep, even the rest of us who sometimes lose our patience waiting for toast to pop. Let's break it down. What exactly is this peace we're talking about? Not the kind you feel when everything's going your way, but a kind that sticks around even when life is a mess. The Bible talks about this kind of peace as something that, Philippians chapter 4 verse 7, passeth all understanding. Imagine that, a peace so deep, so grounding, that it goes beyond what we can fully understand. It's not the calm before the storm, it's the calm during the storm. Now, before you start thinking this peace is out of reach, let's get something clear. The Bible says this peace is promised to those with a good heart. And no, a good heart doesn't mean you're always smiling or never get mad. A good heart means you're striving to live right, to treat others with kindness, and to be sincere in your intentions. A good heart isn't perfect, it's honest. And God honors that. So, if peace is connected to a good heart, what does a good heart actually look like? Let's dive into some examples from the Bible and see what we can learn. Remember Joseph? The guy with the Technicolor dream coat? He had every reason to be bitter. His own brothers sold him into slavery, he was falsely accused and thrown into prison, and yet, through all of it, he held on to his faith. He didn't let anger or resentment consume him. He trusted that God had a bigger plan, even if he couldn't see it at the time. And because of his good heart, Joseph found peace. Not because his life was easy, but because he chose to keep his heart open and hopeful. Or think about Ruth. She lost her husband and could have gone back to her family, her old life. But instead, she chose to stay with her mother-in-law, Naomi, in a foreign land. Ruth didn't know what the future held, but she trusted God. She found peace in doing the right thing, even when it meant taking a risk. That's the power of a good heart. Here's the thing, peace isn't about having a problem-free life, it's about having a steady heart. Proverbs chapter 14 verse 30 says, "A sound heart is the life of the flesh." A heart at peace is a heart that's alive and well. On the other hand, a heart filled with envy, anger, or worry only drains us. It's like trying to carry a bucket with holes in it. The more you carry, the more you lose. But a good heart, a heart that seeks God, becomes a vessel for His peace. Alright, so how do we cultivate this peace-filled life with a good heart? Let's talk about some practical steps. First up, forgiveness. Forgiveness is one of those things that sounds nice in theory but feels pretty impossible in practice. Picture this, you're in traffic, someone cuts you off, and your first thought is to smile and wave, right? No. Yeah, me neither. Forgiveness is hard, especially when we feel justified in our anger. But holding on to grudges is like drinking poison and expecting the other person to feel sick. Jesus told us to forgive, Matthew chapter 18 verse 22, 70 times 7. Not because the other person deserves it, but because forgiveness sets our hearts free. And a free heart is a peaceful heart. Next, trust. Proverbs chapter 3 verses 5 to 6 tells us, "Trust in the Lord with all thine heart, and lean not unto thine own understanding. In all thy ways acknowledge him, and he shall direct thy paths." This one's big. We all like to be in control, to know what's coming next. But trust means letting go of our plans and believing that God's got it. It's like being on a road trip and letting someone else drive. At first, it's uncomfortable. You want to grab the wheel, to make sure you're headed in the right direction. But the more you let go, the more you realize that God is a much better driver. Trust leads to peace because it reminds us that we're not carrying our burdens alone. And let's not forget patience. Oh, patience. Ever try to bake something, and the recipe says to let it cool for 10 minutes? If you're anything like me, those 10 minutes feel like an eternity. Patience is hard because we're used to getting things instantly. But James chapter 1 verse 4 says, "Let patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing." Patience teaches us to let things unfold in God's timing, not ours. And when we do that, we're not just building patience, we're discovering a new level of peace. Another key ingredient to peace? Contentment. We live in a world that's always telling us, you need more. More success, more approval, more stuff. But 1 Timothy chapter 6 verse 6 reminds us, godliness with contentment is great gain. When we're content with what we have, we stop chasing after things that don't really matter. Contentment shifts our focus from what we lack to what we already have, and what we have is enough. When we practice contentment, we're telling ourselves, I have enough, and I am enough. That's a peaceful place to be. Let's pause and reflect. What do you think you'd need to let go of to find peace? Is it a grudge? An expectation? Sometimes, finding peace means setting aside the things that don't serve us. Imagine carrying around a heavy backpack full of rocks. Each rock is labeled with a worry or a regret. Now, imagine setting that bag down. Feels good, doesn't it? That's what Jesus invites us to do in Matthew chapter 11 verse 28, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." Rest and peace go hand in hand. When we give our burdens to God, He lightens our load and fills us with peace. Here's a question: what if peace isn't about avoiding problems but learning to face them with a calm heart? Remember when Jesus was in the boat with his disciples, and a huge storm came up? The disciples panicked, but Jesus was asleep. They woke him up, and with 3 words, he calmed the storm. Mark chapter 4 verse 39, "Peace, be still." Jesus wasn't fazed by the storm because his peace came from within. Whatever storm we're facing, He's there with us, ready to calm our hearts. Think of peace as a superpower. It doesn't mean you're unaffected by the chaos around you. It means you have an anchor that keeps you steady. And that anchor is God. He's the ultimate source of peace. When we stay connected to Him, we're grounded, no matter what comes our way. Are you ready to embrace this peace? It might mean changing a few things, letting go of anger a little quicker, trusting God a little more, finding joy in the little moments. A good heart isn't a perfect heart. It's an honest, open heart that seeks peace and shares it with others. So here's to living with a peace that doesn't depend on circumstances, a peace that's rooted in a good heart. Remember, peace is a gift, one that God freely gives to those who seek it. Hold on to it, share it, and watch how it changes not just your life but the lives around you. Peace isn't just for the calm, it's for the brave, the kind-hearted, and those who know where to find it. Now, if you've enjoyed this journey into discovering peace and the secrets of a good heart, consider joining us here at San Lively Social Channel. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to stay connected for more insights that uplift and encourage. Thank you for watching, and may peace be with you always.